Welcome back to Studio Chatter. Life just moves on and our roles just keep changing. We care for our children and then we help care for our parents. It's that circle of life. So we all have a different circle. We're all in a different place. Mm-hmm. So sometimes we refer to it as different seasons of life, if you will. But as we've talked about a little earlier in the show, I'm right in the middle of,
yes, you are.
of raising children and
you're in the thick of it.
Aging parents.
Yep.
Yes. So I'm like the perfect Oreo.
Yes.
And I'm an only child. So an example of that.
Oh,
that's a big responsibility.
It is.
It is.
So that there was an example of that happened just today. That's probably why I'm getting a little tongue twisted today. My dad went into surgery earlier this morning, so he had foot surgery. So sitting there alone with my mom, waiting, waiting for the doctor's word and for them to come out and say that he's okay to go home, and then trying to make sure that he's home and situated while checking in at home to make sure that everything is still...
And no one else like a sibling to help you bear some of that burden.
And thankfully, I have a really good tribe also of really good friends and family friends that offer support. But it kind of makes you think ahead to those times that you don't want to think ahead and say, what if, when, how... And that planning that comes into play. And it really is all about kind of the planning. So when you have small children at home, and while that was occurring today, I was registering the little guy for kindergarten. So there's really just two ends of the spectrum. Yep. So it's really good spouse support. It's really good family support. It's really good friend support. And just saying, can you cover me here? Can you cover me here? Can you cover me at work? And just really...
It's just so interesting because of where you are with littles and aging parents, where our kids are all older, but yet you really enjoyed your 20s of just experiencing your career and life, where we had those littles at home. So our 20s were just so different than yours, but now our 40s are so different than yours.
Right. But then it's like, I felt like, okay, when I get to 40, now all those kids will be raised and I'll kind of have this free time. And then the grandkids come along and then the aging parents start. So that balance is like thrown off a little bit. And not that we need like our free time or whatever, but it's, for me, it's trying to balance between being a mother, being a grandma, still working, church responsibilities, my own aspirations, and then looking at our parents and saying they're getting to that place where they need our help, just like the grandkids, just like our children. And how do you balance that? I really struggle some days between just like today is all about Bo, or tomorrow's all about the grandkids. Tomorrow's
so do you kind of do that? Like, do you pick a day?
Well, sometimes things just happen. You can't control it. And so it's like phone calls, texts, going to visit one, picking up one. But other days it's like, I haven't talked to mom, like really talked to her in a couple of days. I need to call her. I maybe text her back for a quick second. I think she needs my attention.
Okay.
Brett is really good about just stopping by his parents' home, and my mom and dad, he is really great about that older generation. And he will sit and chat and really engage with them. And I really appreciate that because I'm more of an action and things are done I need to do. And he really takes that time.
And that generation, that's what you want.
That's what they need. Yep.
Because it can be lonely.
Yeah, it can be. But it's a frustrating time. I don't know. I feel like I'm playing catch up all the time.
But do you find some you time more now than you did, let's say, 10 years ago when you had teenagers and stuff?
In different ways. But yeah, I mean, now I can come home from church and like straighten up a little bit and put on my sweats and you know what I mean? Where before it was like, okay, now the kids are running.
Check
Yep.
Nebo School District's website, make sure the grades are in and who has homework.
We're still doing a little bit of that, but not nearly what it was. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And what about you? I mean, I know that you still have some work responsibilities also. You're a grandma. I mean, it's...
But I feel like a good balance right now. Like, I feel like my 40s is kind of like that sweet spot of just, okay, the little kids are raised. Both of our mothers are still alive and doing pretty good. So, but it is probably more the loneliness aspect. Both of our mothers would love to see us more often. So it's thinking that through and like, hey.
When you have the extra time, not trying to be selfish and like, the self-care, like, do I need a minute or can I give another minute to someone else? And who needs that most?
Yep, that's 100%.
Yeah.
Well, what about you? Do you have a loneliness factor at all? Because you have one at home or...
Yeah, 2 at home. Yeah. Okay. A 20 and 22-year-old just... Yeah.
Okay.
So like,
I thought that had shifted recently. So.
Well, it's going to shift back.
Okay.
As this moment, as we're talking, one at home, but within the next couple of weeks, she'll be back. She'll be like, I don't love living out.
That's I'm coming back. Great.
Surprise! I'm back.
Yay!
So it is. It's like that. But what was your question? If
you had any lonely factors, because I know when it was maybe a few months ago when everybody was going to be gone.
I know, Natasha, we totally talked about that.
You should never say that. It jinxes, and then it comes back.
And now they're back.
Yep.
Because we were saying both my girls were leaving, and how am I going to function?
Right.
Don't God,
bounce back. They have the bounce back pass, so
totally.
They must be very comfortable at home.
Yeah, and it's a busy time of year, so it's interesting though, because my girlfriend's from high school and I still hang out, and so we're all the same stage, and a lot of our kids are older, and they're starting to be like, wow, there's just night after night that I don't have anything. I'm bored. Like
then you start doing studio chatter and football booster club.
Yeah. Canvas date night. Well, if ever I've offered. If ever you get too lonely, I have a couple you can borrow for a minute.
Just call you.
You and Barrett are like this with your little selfies. I love it.
Everywhere we go, we're just like,
everywhere you go.
So cute. We'll enjoy that little stage because it really only lasts.
It does go fast though.
It does.
I feel like it's flying by.
And we need to enjoy like all those moments, even though they're hard or tricky, like find those the good stuff.
Coming up next, school starts earlier this year. Are you ready for that? Stay with us.